Live here. All right. Well, fantastic. Good morning. It is Monday morning, November 18th. So glad to have you here. And this is our morning momentum. And if you're excited like me, then you're up, you're moving, you've already kind of gotten the day started. Hopefully, you've had a chance to think about some of your goals and some of the things that you want to accomplish, really kind of put things in motion. Went to the gym this morning with a couple of friends and had a great workout. It's just that is a great way to get your day started. So if you're not already doing that, if you're not already taking some time to move your body to get things going, then I highly recommend that you do. Today, this morning, we're going to talk about desire, and desire is it's such an amazing topic. Actually, desire is what drives just about everything else. There's a really great book from Simon Sinek, and if you haven't read it, I would highly recommend it. It's called Start with Why. And understanding your why, that driving, motivating force behind everything that you do is super crucial. And it really is a lot of what we're talking about this morning, which is all about desire. One of the main problems with desire, and really knowing what it is that you want and having that kind of deep inner motivation, is so many people are really clear about the things that they don't want. So many people are really clear about what it is that they don't want to have happen to them, or the experiences that they don't want to go through. They know the foods that they don't want to eat, the things that they don't like. Oftentimes they know the relationships that they don't want to have, or the interactions that they don't want to have. And it's crazy, but the more you focus on those things that you don't want, the more you actually bring about those things that you don't want, and which is why sometimes life is so confusing, because we're telling ourselves, I don't want this or I don't want that. We're telling other people what we don't want, and oftentimes those things continue to just show up over and over and over again for us. So the question is, well, if focusing on what we don't want is bringing us what we don't want, then will focusing on what we actually do want bring us what we do want? And the answer is absolutely. That's actually one of the biggest parts of attaining your goals and your dreams and your desires, is really understanding what it is that you really do desire. You see, everything in life has a payoff. Everything has a payoff. And if you're going around telling people all the things that you don't want, or you're kind of this woe is me mentality, and that's kind of the way you go about life and how you speak with other people, then you'll typically attract that. But there's also a payoff, and oftentimes that payoff comes in sympathy. Sometimes that payoff comes in people telling you that you're great and that it's okay, whatever that might be. Maybe it's just the attention that you're getting. Sometimes that's the payoff. But you want to be careful, because oftentimes the payoff isn't really getting us what we actually truly deeply desire. And so the trick is aligning our actions with those things that we truly do want. I bet right now that if I asked anybody, any one of you that are watching right now, if I asked you personally, if we were sitting across the table from each other or whatever, and I said, hey, tell me all the things that you don't want. Tell me all the things that you don't like, that you don't want, that you want to get rid of, that you want to eradicate from your life. You'd probably be able to take the next 10, 20, maybe even 30 minutes or more, writing down, in a free write type scenario, writing down every single thing that you don't like, that you don't want, that you want to change, that you're not happy with in your current situation, your current life. And you could probably just write and continue to write. We focus on this all too much as a human race. We focus on all those things that we don't want, things that we don't desire, and those are really easy for us. We talk about that information quite a bit. But if I, on the other hand, were to ask you to spend time right now writing down all of the things that you do want, all the things that you really, really want. If I were to sit there and just say, hey, what do you want? No, what do you really want? Right? What do you really, really want? What are the things that really get you moving inside? The things that really motivate you? What are those things that you're really excited for? If I were to go that direction, if I were to go that route with you, chances are it would be difficult. I've done this with people. I've done this actually a lot with people. And oftentimes they find it really difficult to really nail down all the things that they really want, because they don't take time to really think about it. Not only do they not take time to think about it, but oftentimes they don't even think that they deserve those things. They don't even think that that's that's in their stars. Like they don't even think that that's not even on their radar. And so when we're talking about desire, it's really important that you get clear, first of all, on all of the things that you really, really want. Okay. One of my favorite books, and I draw from this book a lot. I'll talk about this book often is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And in this book, the very first chapter in this book is on desire. And this is one of the reasons why I want to talk about this, because I believe that creating the life that you want, creating the things that you want inside of your life, the experiences, the material wants, the relationships, all of those things that you want to create in your life, really come down to your ability to define what it is that you really desire, what it is that you really, really want. And there's a process here that Napoleon Hill teaches in his book about how to create or how to bring about those things that you really desire. First, you want to actually picture in your mind exactly what it is that you want. Now, he talks a lot about money, of course, because the book is called Think and Grow Rich. But whatever it is that you're looking for, if it is a specific dollar amount that you'd like, or amount of money, maybe it's a specific type of relationship that you want. Maybe you want a specific home or a type of home, with very specific things. You want to solidify in your mind the exactly what you want. Okay. You want to fix that in your mind, and it's not enough to just say, "Hey, I want a new house," or "I want a new car," or "I want money." That's not enough. You have to get specific. You got to be definite with the amount of money, or the type of car, or the bedrooms and bathrooms, and maybe the square footage, and the style of home. What do you actually want? Next, you want to determine what you intend to give in return for that desire, right? So these are the steps to achieving and accomplishing your desires, right? So if you want your desire, you first have to state what you want, write it down. You have to create that first. You have to understand and know what it is that you want. Then you have to determine exactly what you're willing to give for it. What are you willing to sacrifice to get that thing that you want? And this is where, oftentimes, well, this and then the next step is where the rubber meets the road, right? It's not enough to just dream about something. It's not enough to just say, "Hey, I want something," or "Man, I'd really like to be rich," or "I'd really like to be more successful," or "I'd really like to, have a better relationship," or "I'd really like to, improve my physical well-being," whatever that might be. It's not enough to just say it, because if you're just saying it, that's just as a dream. It's just out there. Uh, you have to do more than that. You have to actually go the next step, which is you have to know what you're willing to give and to sacrifice for that desire. It's really important, right? There's no reality that includes you being able to get something for nothing. There's always going to be a trade-off. There's always a sacrifice that's needed to take place in order to get something better. And I will say this quote maybe in every single video that I do, because it's so powerful for me, which is, different isn't always better, but better will always be different. And so when we're talking about getting that desire that's something better than what we currently have, then we have to be willing to do different things. We have to be willing to step outside of our comfort zone and shift and change the way that we interact with people, the way that we think about certain things, the way that we speak about those certain things. So, and you have to determine exactly what you intend to give in return for what you're wanting. Okay, now third, you want to establish a definite date when you intend to receive this desire. So again, you're setting up, right? You're fixing your mind exactly what you want. Number two, you're determining exactly what you're willing to give for it. And then number three, you're going to set up a time frame. You're going to put a time limit or a deadline on that as to when you would like to receive this by. Now, you want to be a little bit careful here, because there are proper gestational periods for creating whatever the creation is that you're trying to create. If you're trying to make a baby, you can't have a baby in 2 months. It takes 9 months for that baby to fully gestate. And the same thing goes with some of our larger goals and different things that we're trying to accomplish. There's often a gestational period. So set an appropriate time frame for that desire as to when you'd like to accomplish that desire. Fourth, you want to create a definite plan for carrying out your desire. And then you want to begin immediately. Start now. And this is one of the things where so many people make mistakes. And I'm not going to lie, I've made a lot of mistakes here where, I've said, hey, I want to get healthy, for example. I want to get healthy and I'm going to start next week. Well, why do we do that? Well, we do that because we're not really ready to start. It's maybe that desire isn't really as deep and as important to us as we maybe think it is, because whatever the trade-off is, right? Starting later in the week means that I get to eat more crap today. I get to eat, I get to not exercise as much today or whatever. So I get to push that off. And that's the trade-off. But the other trade-off is I'm not going to be as healthy as I want to be either. So oftentimes it takes really getting clear with ourselves, really going inside, going inside our heads, going inside our hearts and thinking, okay, what is it that I really desire? What is it that I really want? Not necessarily what have my actions been showing in the past that I really want, but what do I really want today? And what do I need to do right now in order to get that, in order to accomplish that goal, in order to reach that true desire? And so you want to make sure that as you're creating that definite plan, that you're ready to begin at once. Right? It doesn't matter. Start today. If your plan is to make $1 million, well, first of all, of course, you're going to fix in your mind, right? You're going to determine exactly what you're willing to give for that. You're going to establish a definite date as to when you're going to accomplish that, and then you're going to create a plan around it, right? You're going to create this plan around that desire, around that goal, whatever that is, and you're going to start that plan immediately. Okay, and then number five here, which is really important as well, is you're going to write out a clear, concise statement of what it is that you want to accomplish, the amount of money, the car, the house, the relationship, whatever that looks like. You're going to write down a clear, concise statement of what you intend to get and acquire. You're going to name the time limit for its acquisition, and then you're going to state what you intend to give, right? Just what we just talked about. In return for that, and then you're going to clearly describe the plan and how that you intend to follow through with to get whatever your goal is, whatever that true deep desire is. Okay, you're going to write down. So you're going to write down this clear, concise statement. This is super important, because this clear, concise statement that you write down is going to lead to step number 6. And step number 6 is really simple. It's read that written statement aloud. You're going to read that written statement out loud twice a day. Okay? Once just before you go to bed at night, and once just after you get up in the morning. And as you read this, you're going to see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of that goal, already having achieved that specific goal. Okay? So those are the 6 steps. I want to repeat them real quick here as I go kind of quickly. Those are the 6 steps to understanding what it is that you truly desire, and then having a plan to accomplish that thing that you desire as well. Okay. So again, step number 1, you want to imagine, you want to get in your mind the exact goal that you want to accomplish. What is the exact goal? Is it money? Is it a car? Is it a relationship? Is it a house? Is it, a health goal? Is it maybe a certain body fat percentage? What is that goal that you want to accomplish? Second, you want to determine exactly what you're willing to give to accomplish that goal. Okay, what do you intend to give to accomplish that goal? Third, you want to establish a definite date, specific date as to when you intend to accomplish this goal. Okay. Fourth, create a definite plan for carrying this out, and then begin at once. Begin immediately to accomplish or to set off to do that goal. Number 5, write out a clear, concise statement, including all those things that we just talked about, right? Including everything. Clear and concise about the amount of money you want, the car that you want, whatever it is, the time limit to get it, and state what you intend to give in return for that. Then describe a clear plan of how you intend to reach that goal. And then 6, read that statement every day, twice a day, once before you go to bed and once when you wake up in the morning. And as you're reading that, see it, visualize it, feel that inside. Actually believe yourself already in possession, already having achieved that specific goal. This is how we begin to accomplish and achieve the goals that we have. So with that, I want to encourage you to get out there and get after your goals, get after those deep, deep desires, because it's only you who's going to do it. And if you don't do it, no one else is going to do it for you. If you don't get out there and accomplish it, no one else is going to make that happen. You've got to do that. And the only way to do that is to understand what you truly desire and then get after it. With that, everyone, have a fantastic day. We'll see you tomorrow.